one because we both made eye contact.
Yeah, I mean, that was...
Peyton Manning has 2 titles.
I was going to give this whole thing about how, like, the NFL, if he's trying to make the case that the NFL isn't the same as the NBA, I think NFL quarterbacks do matter just as much as the ring culture side of things as NBA players. But if in this, and I don't think he intentionally did it, I think he genuinely did not know how many Super Bowls Peyton Manning had won. I think I just checkmated myself in the discussion by the idea that LeBron James doesn't know or have clearly any idea how many Super Bowls Peyton Manning has won. Or maybe he's discounting the Denver one the way that a lot of people do anyway.
That was another thought. Which ring is he shortchanging?
It's got to be the Denver one. The Bears won in 2006. Peyton Manning, I mean, that's your Super Bowl.
In fairness, that was 20 years ago. Oof. That hurt. Saying the Peyton Manning's ring was 20 years ago was
his first ring,
Yeah, that was a kick in the skips right there.
I mean, they destroyed the Bears in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, but we do have recency bias, right?
People take away the Denver one all the time.
Well, yeah, because people who know he won 2, or people who might be like sports sycophants like you and me might do that. But I think to like the casual fan, it wouldn't surprise me if as many casual fans remember his Denver championship as the Indy one. No matter what you think of what he played. Ooh. And I guarantee you, by the way, most people don't even realize Peyton was almost unplayable for parts of that season.
It is his version of what LeBron's bubble championship was. If there was ever one to be discounted, it would be that one. He wasn't very good during the season. The defense carried him the entire stretch of that way.
I'm not a Lakers fan. I don't know why, but every time somebody cheapens the bubble championship, my eye starts to twitch.
Yeah.
It does. It just vexes me. And what you're speaking to is a very prominent thought. So I'm in the minority here. But and honestly, you might be making LeBron's case for him.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at. That's the point, is that like if in this discussion, if I was sitting with LeBron, if I tried to argue that NFL titles for quarterbacks matter just as much, if not more, than what NBA superstars rings matter, because it's just how the sport is constructed, he would just reply back with, I couldn't even get Peyton Manning's rings right. So what are we talking about?
Oh, see, what I think is interesting is I think maybe what LeBron was driving at and didn't ultimately end on, and I think it's probably the most interesting thing to me, is which sport is affected most by ring culture, but just specific to LeBron having this conversation. This is his tone deaf for LeBron to have this take. And by the way, he happens to be right. Ring culture is insidious and it is ridiculous. And there's multiple reasons why it's gotten to where it is right now, including the distillation of sports talk to big corporate entities with things like, and people like Stephen A. Smith and how they specifically perceive rings and the importance of rings. But as I digress, it's like Bill Simmons saying, well, we got to ban the face of the league conversation. It's like, Bill, it's not your fastball.
It's funny because
I was thinking how your number 2 pitch.
I was thinking exactly that, because the parallels are 100% there. LeBron was the way. If LeBron didn't care about rings, why did he ever leave Cleveland to begin with anyway?
Yeah. And by the way,
you built your whole move based off of that.
By the way, nobody leans into ring culture more than athletes in their own pursuit of championships.
What was his big line? I don't want to be 30 with hobbled knees and no rings.
Yes.
My goodness, LeBron, you are the poster child for trying to chase the ghost of MJ and all these other type of things that are associated with ring culture.
And while a lot of that is about you want to have that personal sense of satisfaction, nobody thinks about their legacy more than LeBron James. So LeBron was doing it because he wanted to win a championship. The legit, earnest drive to say that you're the best player and the best team in the NBA, there's also, even if it's just 5%, there's 5% of it's that you also want to appease the ring culture gods, who the only way you get past that sphinx, that pharaoh at the end of the tunnel, is if you check the box of I've won an NBA championship, and you want to do it again for the same damn reason.
I think there's 2 easy reads here, Nick. I think one, it's either he knows he's never going to pass MJ now, and this is the reality as far as rings are concerned.
Yep.
He's beaten MJ in every other category you can imagine, but he doesn't have them in rings. So he's going to try to devalue the rings as often as he now possibly can, because although he got 4 isn't 7.
So, real quick on that, because I want to hear your second one. While I think that could be a part of this, the kernel of that conversation is absolutely built and propped up by people who do not like LeBron James. Like, I've seen people who I know are LeBron haters.
I know, but LeBron was the one he brought this to the table.
No, he did. But I think the point is, know who you're in bed with kind of theory here. If you espouse the theory, the only reason LeBron is speaking on ring culture is trying to gate it to help his own legacy, that is like the most negative, cynical way you can look at the best basketball player of the last 20 years. And the person and the other people that are doing that are people that are tried and true LeBron haters who are carrying water for somebody else. So that's just a quick. What was the second thing?
The other thing is that it's a podcast. Do you know who his partner is in this podcast?
It used to be JJ Redick.
After JJ Redick, do you know who his partner is in this?
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
That's what he's trying to.
He might just be being nice to Steve Nash here.
I think the first thing, even though it just goes along with the LeBron hater thing, it's probably more likely that he's just really loves Steve Nash.
I mean, I don't know why he'd be speaking on behalf of Steve Nash outside of trying to this new podcast out and to get people to listen to it. But when you think about people that haven't won a ring in the NBA, it's Iverson, it's Barkley, it's Steve Nash. Those are the big three that everyone discusses of our lifetime that haven't won a ring in the NBA. Like, you're supposed to be, if you're of superstar status, you get that. Nash has 2 MVPs, 0 rings. It gets discussed a lot. Here we are.
Despite LeBron being the absolute worst messenger for this, he's also 100% right. Ring culture, because here's why. It's the most derivative, low-hanging fruit on the sports talk tree. And when you go, it's every idiot that might have a microphone in front of them, you might think I'm one of them, every idiot sinks to that. So if everyone believes in it to some degree or another, and that it ends up, that's where most conversations end. And that's not how, by the way, that's not reality. Rings are not the only thing that matters in your career. It matters a lot. It should carry a lot of water. But if it's just you have 7 rings, you have 4, you have 1, you have this, that's not accurate. It's not right. It's not correct. It's not the correct way of viewing things.
Right.
There's nothing that can be distilled to one thing. Nothing on the planet that can be distilled to one simple thing, and then that's it. That's just how it goes. So, although he is the worst messenger to have this, he's 100% right that ring culture is insidious. It's awful. And for the love of God, I wish it would lessen. I don't want it to go away. I don't want to ban it. I'm not like a...
I mean, but it goes back to that Jason Segel movie. Remember that? Where it's like the rings are the only thing I've got. It's the only argument you have. It's like it was in the promo for so long for that movie for a reason.
When you said that Jason Segel movie, I thought we we're going to have a Christopher Walken moment again.
1, 2, 3. Favorite Jason Segel movie. 1, 2, 3.
Forgetting
go.
Sarah Marshall.
Now who left who on an island?
Oh.
Now who left who on an island?
Turnabout is fair play. Specific to the question we're asking everyone, which is which sport is most affected by ring culture, it's absolutely hands down the NBA. It's not even close. It determines player movement more than it does in any other major league, almost as much as money does, which is wild because the money's guaranteed. So if you're going to be a max player, you're going to be a max player. So winning a championship in super teams, that can be a huge focus. And here's the thing. It affects dialogue about the sport. Like it affects the way players, as much as game management and injury management and load management. Yep, the other part of that is, hey, I got to stay healthy in the regular season so I can chase a ring in the postseason. And it even impacts NBA discourse by fans, which is where it really gets tedious.
So the NBA is the answer. No one's really debating that. But I do think the NFL is seeped into this in a way that, like you just talked about that right there, like changing what you do in the regular season so you can be better in the postseason. I've contended for 2 years now. That's what Mahomes and the Chiefs have been doing. Mahomes in particular and Travis Kelce in particular. They have not been giving what I believe to be their best regular season effort and gearing up for a postseason because they want to be as fresh as they possibly can. I mean, there's the reason why every single end of season we talk about resting week 18 and getting these guys as ready as can be, and we're seeing it earlier and earlier.
So you're fair to say that it's creeped in more. It still just doesn't dominate the regular season the way it does NBA. And for instance, I think because of the postseason success and regular season success, I think we're starting to get to a point of hype on Joe Burrow that, yeah, the stats are great, but he's been a 500 quarterback the last 2 years. There are other reasons for that. But if I'm going to give the quarterback the ultimate credit, it means you also have to give him the ultimate cynicism.
Well, okay.
We shouldn't hold Joe Burrow in a better standing than Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson because even though none of the three have won a ring, 2 of those guys have gotten a hell of a lot closer consistently the last 2 years.
So, but that's what I think is interesting is that, and I instantly thought of Lamar, who has been absolutely hammered for making it to 1 AFC title game appearance. And then I thought of Josh Allen, who has been hammered now for appearing in 2 AFC title games his entire career. But if you noticed how Josh Allen won league MVP this last season, and it feels like that almost counted like he won a Super Bowl. Like in people's eyes, it was almost like, all right, like it was almost as if the MVP was worth winning a Super Bowl, and he was almost taken off the hook of all the criticism that was lobbed his direction the previous offseason. Ross Tucker lit him up. You remember Ross's big diatribe about how basically Josh Allen hadn't done anything or proven anything, and then he goes out and wins the MVP, and nobody is going to talk poorly about Josh Allen that way. That's where I do think it is a little bit different, although I do think we are starting to hold these quarterbacks up to an extremely high ring standard.